Thank you very much, President, Commissioner. I would like to start on behalf of the Legal Affairs Committee by thanking Mrs Patry for her cooperation and work together on this report. Clearly, the Legal Committee welcomes very much the Green Paper and is grateful that the Commission has waited for Parliament's opinion. I think the word that runs through my committee's opinion is coherence, and the need for coherence. We see this very much as a part of the better lawmaking agenda which was discussed in this House earlier this week. But it is also coherence across internal market legislation and across into the whole area of civil and commercial law. And contract law is very much a part and parcel of that. I would have, I think, to start by saying that there are some of us in dealing with this from the Legal Affairs Committee that perhaps have begun to regret the passing of what in the previous mandate was our joint committee for legal affairs and the internal market. It is good that consumer affairs are now dealt with by the same committee, but it is perhaps a shame that we have lost that focus on the internal market and civil and commercial law. That clear focus has been somewhat fractured, and we have been, as a Parliament in the past, very quick to condemn the Commission for a lack of joined-up thinking, and we must not ourselves now be guilty of the same difficulty. That is why the Legal Affairs Committee is so clear that in dealing with this review we must keep an eye on the wider context of contract law and civil and commercial law as a whole. And in that respect, I must of course refer to the work on the common frame of reference to do with contract law. Much work has been done on that in the past, and our committee hopes that much work will continue to be done on it in the future. That is absolutely central to the opinion that we have delivered. The contract law project is at the heart of better lawmaking, and arguably this review of the acquis should be sort of the jewel in that crown. But they are inextricably entwined. And please, even if the Member States are reticent about the whole of the contract law project, this Parliament is not and will not be in the future, and looks to the Commission to pursue that work together. Now, of course, with consumer law, it's very difficult. We've all said that we want more harmonisation, and that seems to be the general tenor of the responses received. But consumer law needs to be very much accessible and understandable to our citizens for our internal market to work. Both sides of the bargain need to understand their rights and obligations. In a national context, consumer law has grown up over the years, perhaps sometimes as a result of experiences at national level, often bad experiences, unfortunately, and also within a certain cultural context. And that means that the consumer law that we all know in our national environment is a law that has some resonance between us and our citizens. It's accepted. People know what it's about. But how do we get that same resonance, that same understanding, that same accessibility at European level? That's what we have got to strive to achieve in any horizontal instrument. And if we are to give consumers across the internal market the confidence that they obviously currently still lack in order to use the internal market much more. Now, it's also clear from what I've said that we are concerned as a committee that we make sure that the consumer acquis works together with other European law instruments, specifically private international law instruments like Rome I. We cannot go on forever and ever having this battle about whose law shall apply. We need, therefore, to have the contract law project, the common frame of reference. We need a horizontal instrument, and we need to aspire to what some have called the blue flag that gives us European terms and conditions of trade, European consumer and contract provisions that will really make our internal market work. Thank you.